after playing 5 games, you know, away from home in the playoffs, you kind of get into your routine. But I can't tell you this week's been as normal with all the media and stuff. It's been pretty hectic.
Well, talk about what you see from the Stephenville offense. Obviously very complex and very difficult, but talk about your defense and how you plan, but without giving away too much here, how you plan on defending them.
Well, you know, they offer a lot, and that's the reason they've won 3 state championships in the 90s. So we're gonna try to play as hard as we can, and hopefully we can make something happen and slow them down enough to score. That's pretty much our, you know, we hope they don't keep the ball the whole game.
Coach Briles, any thoughts about the Port Neches Groves passing game and how to defend that?
Oh, of course, we think they just have a great football team overall. They really are well schooled. I mean, they've really got well schemes on both sides of the ball. They're extremely well coached, and it's going to take our best effort to come away with a win today. And it's just, I think it's a great program, you know, win for both of us who wins the game, because I think it's 2 fine programs playing today.
Well, the atmosphere is in place. Certainly a great game headed up for the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. Let's go right back to Kevin Eschenfelder in the High School Extra Live studios.
Thank you very much, Keith Fletcher. So it should be a good one. I know the turnstiles are clicking at the Astrodome right now, and I guess Stephenville is the pick of choice here on the set. But I want to ask you, okay, we know that both of you guys think that Stephenville is going to be awfully tough to beat today. What does Port Neches Groves, I'll pose it to you this way, what does Port Neches Groves have to do to win this football game?
Well, they've got to get the turnovers, create mistakes, and then execute, not turn the ball over. Stay away from penalties.
It's always harder to go second. You got to come up.
Yeah, I think the big thing they've got to do is be able to keep the ball away from Stephenville's offense, because Stephenville is potent running and throwing the ball.
All right, we're counting it down. Stephenville and Port Neches Groves coming up in just a few minutes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Randy McEvoy alongside Craig Way. Craig, you're a veteran of these Texas Bowl State Championships. You look at this 4A matchup between Stephenville and P&G. Looks like a pretty good matchup between both squads.
We could be in store for a real shootout this afternoon with 2 high-powered offenses, Port Neches Groves and Stephenville. Stephenville has been certainly one of the most prolific offenses around the state of Texas all season long. They're the defending state champions in 4A, and they're led by their quarterback, Kendal Briles.
Yeah, he's the son of Stephenville head coach Art Briles. Kendal Briles, what a season he's had. He's only a junior, 6 foot, sees the football field extremely well, has a big-time crop of wide receivers on this Yellow Jacket football team. Almost 3,000 yards rushing, or actually passing this season. 4A Offensive Player of the Year.
Well, you said it right when you said that Kendal Briles has a huge crop of receivers to which to throw. He also has a very good running back in Zach Hunter.
Yeah, Zach Hunter's a guy that could do a little bit of everything out of the backfield. He's going to run the football a lot. Rushed for over 1,600 yards, 20 touchdowns. Not a big guy, as you see, but he can definitely get the job done, and he's not afraid to come out of the backfield and catch some passes.
Well, as explosive as Stephenville is on offense, so too is Port Neches Groves. The Indians back in the state title round for the first time in 22 years, and they're doing it largely, at least offensively, on the strength of their quarterback, Dustin Long.
Yeah, we're going to see Dustin Long throw the football a lot against this Stephenville defense this year. What a season Dustin Long has had. He's a senior, being recruited by every major school in the country. Passed for over 2,900 yards this year. That's a big touchdown last week in their win over Schertz Clemens to advance. Dustin Long needs a big day for P&G to be successful.
Well, he too has very many targets. He also has 2 good running backs, Bo Wortham and Jeff Bergeron.
Yeah, Bo Wortham will come out of the backfield. He's one of those guys, again, that will run the football a lot. 1,000-yard rusher. He's a banger. He'll block for you. He'll also catch some great passes. So they've got serious weapons on the offensive side.
It's the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. Stephenville and Port Neches Groves from the Astrodome in Houston, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports Net. You see the massive crowd that is continuing to file into the Astrodome here in Houston. They're expecting in the neighborhood of 40,000 fans perhaps today as you see the toss of the coin. The Stephenville Yellow Jackets see that Port Neches Groves has won the toss, and they will receive to start this football game. And that means we get an early look at Dustin Long and the PNG Indian attack. And Port Neches Groves will get the football first. We mentioned the fact there's a lot of fans here, and most of them, I would say, from the Golden Triangle, Keith Fletcher.
That's right, Craig. In fact, they're following suit with what they did back in 1977. That's when Port Neches Groves played Plano in the 1977 state championship and brought a state record crowd of over 49,000 to that game. That crowd, the record is expected to be exceeded today because P&G does travel so well. There you see them stacked 5 decks high here in the Astrodome. They've been fouling in since the first half of the Katy and Garland 5A championship game. Stephenville is a little slow trickling in, but we could have well in excess of 35,000 for this game. Guys?
All right, thanks very much, Keith. And the Can fans have arrived for Stephenville with those ball-bearing shakers. You'll hear them throughout the game. There's the road to the state final for Stephenville, which included a game-winning field goal with 8 seconds to go to beat Ennis in the semifinal round a week ago. Port Neches Groves denying Lamarck the opportunity to appear in a state record 7th consecutive title round game, and then the airtight win over Schertz Clemens to get to the state final.
Yeah, I think Lamarck was the wake-up. They really said, hey, we can win it all. We beat Lamarck, who had all that tradition, and then, of course, a late comeback against Schertz Clemens last week to advance to the championship.
Here's the kickoff to come for Stephenville, and we're underway. Ryan Harris puts his leg in it, and the ball is fielded at the goal line and across the 20. Bo Wortham over the 30-yard line. Bo Wortham out close to the 35-yard line. You hear the roar of excitement from the Fort Neches Groves fans. Scott Lee in on the tackle. Dustin Long, the quarterback. You see his impressive numbers, over 2,900 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. He can also tuck it in and run as well.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing. He's put the ball up so many times. Obviously so consistent with 5 interceptions. They need that consistency today.
On first down, Bo Wortham is the single setback behind him. And Long to throw to start the game. Down the middle and looking for Price, and the catch is made by incomplete. Joey Price had it in his hands and it came out. Caleb Reeves, the sophomore, was on the coverage. A look at the Dodge starting lineups and the offensive line. Blake Hopper, a senior, anchoring that offensive front for PNG. In the backfield, joining quarterback Dustin Long, Bo Wortham and Jeff Bergeron, and Joey Price, the dangerous receiver for Fort Neches Groves. Second down and 10. Long to throw again, and this one off the fingertips of Price as he tried to hit his leading receiver, Joey Price. The Stephenville Yellow Jacket defense. Clayton Harmon, a junior there. Gordon Carroll, a senior, had a kneecap injury, but expected to see action today. Hurt that in the quarterfinal win over Canyon. The linebackers, Cal Gilson in the middle, and in the secondary, they've had some banged-up players. Trey Phelps hoping to see time. If he's not back there, it's Kendal Briles back there in the secondary. Brady Gunn anchoring the defensive backfield for the Jackets. Third down and 10 for PNG. Price is the receiver in motion. And Long with time, looking to the right side, and incomplete. Some confusion there. Reeves is on the coverage. A pass perhaps intended for Jonathan Lumley. As you look at Matt Burnett, 6th-year head coach, and what a job he's done at PNG, especially once the school dropped the Class 4A.
Yeah, he came on board, and they struggled in the 5A ranks. Realignment came about, and they were back in that District 24A with West Orange Start, Nederland, host of others, and they've really turned it up a notch.
Dustin Long, the quarterback, also serves as the team's punter, and he gets away this kick. And it is Kendal Briles, his quarterback counterpart, who fields it to 30 and is immediately dragged down at the 29-yard line. Sean Lang made the tackle, and that's Kendal Briles right there, -2 on the return. But of course, Briles, the junior quarterback, son of the head coach Art Briles, and Kendal Briles has completed 57% of his passes, like Dustin Long, has thrown for more than 2,900 yards, like Dustin Long. One additional factor, he's rushed for more than 1,200.
I think what helped out a lot, too, he gives a lot of credit to his offensive line, a line that averages 263 pounds. That's a big line.
First and 10. First possession of the game for the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, and immediately Briles comes out throwing to his wideout, Jeremy Madkins. Madkins, the sophomore, run down by Jared Gary, but he takes it out over the 30 for a gain of 5. Jay Doty, one of the 2 Dotys there on the offensive front. The backs and receivers, Toby O'Neill. And you're going to see a lot of receivers all over the field, including Zach Hunter, who will come out of the backfield at times. 4-yard gain. It's second down and 6. Jackets toss it back to Hunter, and Zach Hunter popped hard. Really hit by Sean Lang, the left outside linebacker, and dropped after a pickup of 1 yard. For Neches Groves, likes to run that split 4 look. 4 down linemen. You see Jay Domain there in the middle, and he may come out in pass rush situations. Trace Budwine is the junior, leads that linebacking core. 4 linebackers, and then 3 men in the secondary, and the senior Jeremy Need, the right cornerback. 3rd down and 4, Stephenville. Nose of the football at the 35-yard line. Off the play fake, Briles to throw. Has a target across midfield as he connects with O'Neal. And Toby O'Neal has a 1st down. Budwine brings him down, but not before Toby O'Neal hauls in the Briles pass for 17 yards.
Nice little rollout pattern by Briles, off balance, right on the money to Toby O'Neal. 40 receptions this year for O'Neal, over 700 yards, one of about 6, 7, maybe 8 receivers. This offense is really deep.
Stephenville 1st and 10 at the PNG 49. Just 2 minutes of action gone by here at the Astrodome in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. Out of the shotgun now with quick toss as it goes to Matkins. PNG sniffs it out. Matkins manages to get a short gainer out of it, a couple of yards to the 47. Jared Gary, the right end, brings him down after a pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. You'll see all manner of offensive sets for Stephenville as Briles will go to the shotgun. They'll have 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 wideouts out there. On 2nd down, one of the split receivers is TJ Douglas. There's Art Briles, who has been able to get his team to really light up the scoreboard this season. This time Briles off the play fakes, in a lot of trouble, gets rid of the pass, incomplete. Did a good job of getting rid of the football because he had Justin Mercer, the left end, right in his face.
Nice fake there to Zach Hunter on that play, and big part of that line out, but Justin Mercer was not fooled at all. Justin Mercer, one of those guys Matt Burdett says has really stepped up during the playoffs. He was injured along with the other defensive end, Jared Gary, for early on in the year, but they're both back in and playing nearly 100%.
3rd down and 8 for Stephenville. First possession of the game for the Yellow Jackets after forcing PNG to punt 3 and out. Briles will work from the shotgun with 4 wide outs. On the rollout, throwing, and again has O'Neal for a 1st down. Toby O'Neal brings it in and is run out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Thomas Baxter, the left corner, shoves him out after a pickup of 14. And this is how a Stephenville offense does it to you.
Yeah, I mean, Briles is always on the run. You don't know exactly what's going to come at you. Rolling, he's a great passer on the run, finds O'Neal wide open. He's really working that right side already. Jeremy Need and company, the PNG secondary.
1st and 10. Stephenville on the march here. Early stages of the game and moving off the left side of the line. In fact, it might have been TJ Douglas who was in there, lined up as a tight end on the play. But it will cost the Jackets 5.
I'll start on the offense.
Our referee Bobby Bell with the call. So it'll be 1st and 15 for Stephenville. And Art Briles, ever the perfectionist, wanting his team to play. He says they've never played a perfect game, but they've had some very impressive wins throughout the course of the 90s.
Well, you know coaches, it takes a lot to have that perfect game in their minds.
Looking for their 4th state championship of the decade. On 1st and 15, Zach Hunter in trouble, lost the football, got it back, and dragged out of the 46-yard line. He lost 7 yards on the play. Jared Gary, one of several Indians to get on top of it.
Yeah, Jay Domain also with a hand in there to slow Hunter down. The ball came loose. Fortunately, he's right there to jump back on it. Here comes Zach Hunter. You're going to see this kind of play a lot. There's Domain, one-handed. Big 300-pounder almost pulled him down, didn't he?
Zach Hunter falls back on the football, a man who's rushed for nearly 1,700 yards, but they end up losing 6 there. Briles, the quick pass to Matkins, the slant route for a big gainer, and Jeremy Matkins takes it inside the 20-yard line. Need finally brought him down, but that's a pickup of 28.
Well, Matkins, one of those speedsters, not a big guy at all. 5'10", 150. He's only a sophomore. He's had some big-time experience over the last couple of years, played a big role in Stephenville's run a year ago. Knows his offense extremely well. Briles is comfortable with him. 1st down for the 18. Here's Hunter.
Zach Hunter inside the 15, down close to the 12-yard line. We'll say he was brought down at the 13. Gain of 5. Thomas Baxter, the left corner, brings him down. Indians being pushed back on their heels a little bit here on this opening drive by Stephenville.
Yeah, Zach Hunter in the land of the giants, so to speak, and he just gets driven right back in a hurry, doesn't he?
T.J. Douglas, one of the split receivers for the Yellow Jackets. 10th play of this drive coming now on 2nd down and 5 from the PNG 13. Hand off this time, and or the keeper by Briles as he turned it upfield, faked it to the fullback Haney, and Kendal Briles takes it to the 10 for a pickup of a couple more. Jared Hanks, the outside linebacker, on the stop.
Well, PNG getting an early dose of just how explosive this Stephenville offense could be. Very complex offense. You talk about Art Briles. It helps when your son's a quarterback. He knows that playbook.
3rd down and 2 needed for the 1st down. Kendal Briles under center. And straight ahead this time to the fullback, Haney. And we'll see if it's enough for the 1st down as you look at Derek Haney, the senior. Jeremy Davis, the sophomore, brings him down. And it is short by a yard. So 4th down and 1 yard to go. And we'll find out what Art Briles wants to do here. He's going to have his son Kendal follow. A big moment early here in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. Stephenville going for it on 4th and a yard at the Port Neches Groves 9-yard line. The toss to Zach Hunter, and Hunter picks up the 1st down. Down to the 5-yard line, a 4-yard gain, and it'll be 1st and goal Stephenville at the PNG 5.
Yeah, they just rode the great blocking of right guard Aaron Collier. Brian Keegan's also doing a good job opening some holes, pitching out to Zach Hunter. Just needed one. Got a few bonus yards in the process.
Stephenville looking for the first score of the game as we near the midway mark of the 1st quarter. There's Zach Hunter. Now over 1,700 yards rushing for the year. Hand off and a fumble there by the fullback, Haney, and Cody Clark comes up with the loose football for Port Neches Groves. The turnover helps PNG dodge a bullet.
Short yardage carry right here. Haney gets the call straight up the middle to see how the ball comes loose. Nobody really touched him on that play. Mercer got a hand on there. Cody Clark jumping on that football. Big break for Port Neches Grove.
The PNG goes back on the attack after Stephenville comes up short. And it's 1st down from the 1-yard line for the Indians. Long the quarterback out of his own end zone and straight ahead as he picks up 3 to the 4-yard line, and brought down at the 4 by Cal Gilson, the middle linebacker.
We'll see what PNG does now in their 2nd series. First time out, Dustin Long went to the air, trying to hook up with Joey Price, I think on all 3 occasions. See if they work the ground game a little bit.
An important turnover for Matt Burnett's ball club, getting the fumble. And of course, fans who saw the first game here realizing what turnovers can do to a team, as Katie gave up 16 points off 3 turnovers to Garland. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. The toss back to Bo Wortham, and Wortham dropped in his tracks as he turned the corner. He actually picked up a couple, close to 3 yards, before Ryan Harris and Cal Gilson, the linebackers, make the stop.
Bo Wortham not playing 100%. He banged up his shoulder a little bit. The Schertz Clemens went a week ago. I talked to him earlier this week. He said there's nothing that's going to keep him out of this game. A little extra bandage, a little extra padding in there on that left shoulder, and he'll be ready to go.
It'll be 3rd down, and a long 3 needed for a PNG 1st down. They'd love to be able to pick up a 1st down and get a little more operating space with the Indians. Long gonna throw from his own goal line, and the ball is tipped and incomplete, in and out of the hands as he tried very hard to get it to Wortham, but Justin Monk, the weak side linebacker, was right there on the coverage.
Yeah, they read that one extremely well. Monk right there, Gilson also hanging around that ball, and Gilson making Monk making contact on Wortham just as that ball arrived.
So Long will have to punt for the 2nd time in the game, and Kendal Briles awaiting the kick. You see what Dustin Long has done this season. And the punt by the senior quarterback. Wobbly kick and fielded by Briles at the 40-yard line. And Kendal Briles turns it straight up the field and picks up 7 on the return down to the 33-yard line. Stephenville and Port Neches Grove scoreless here with 4 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the first quarter of the 4A Division II Texas Bowl from the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Matt Burnett's Port Neches Grove's Indians managed to escape one Stephenville scoring threat after the fumble by Haney. The Yellow Jackets trying to start another. The handoff and big running room for Zach Hunter. And he picks up good yardage and a first down to the 20, a 13-yard gain for Hunter before finally tackled by the free safety, Chris Gogan.
Nice little draw play coming up. Hunter cuts it back, shake up. Missed tackle right there, shakes another one. Nice pickup. Again, just a little guy. It's amazing what he can do. His athletic ability, not being very big.
Multi-purpose athlete, been able to get all over the field. Briles operates from the shotgun with Hunter right beside him as Matkins goes in motion, and it does go back to Zach Hunter. Hunter with blocks and running room and run out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 5 more yards. Jeremy Need made the stop. Stephenville on the march again and threatening. You know, we're talking about Zach Hunter. Zach Hunter, one of 2 All-State Zach Hunters playing for state championships today. The other is the Aspermont running back taking part in the Class A state final going on at Pennington Field in Bedford. And you've seen coverage of that already this afternoon. Fox Sports Net. Aspermont kicking off this afternoon against the Bartlett Bulldogs. 2nd down and 5 from the 15. Again, it's on the ground, but it's Briles this time, and he's in a world of trouble. And now he wants to throw and still breaks tackle. Look at Kendal Briles move, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Stephenville. That is what makes Kendal Briles an All-State player and the AP Offensive 4A Player of the Year in Texas.
Unbelievable run by Kendal Briles. Looked like he was going to be in big-time trouble when he started scrambling. Decided to keep it. Actually cross field, outrunning about 3 defenders on the P&G side. Here's with the fake handoff to Zach Hunter. There's Briles in trouble. There's 4 guys all around him. He tries to scoot out. He's looking to throw. Nobody's open, so he keeps it. Zach Hunter with the block right there and just races to the outside and tiptoes his way into the score.
The tightrope walk. Evan Elson, the junior, the left footer on for the conversion. And it's good. And with 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first quarter, take a breather, Kendal. You deserve it. It's 7-0 Stephenville. Let's go down to Keith Fletcher.
Derek Stewart is here to talk about the Dodge Lone Star Cup, and which awards not just teams but entire schools for their athletic success and academic success in all levels. Derek, talk about Dodge's involvement in this.
Well, I can tell you that Texas Dodgers are very proud to be a part of the Lone Star Cup. You know, it lets us get in on the local level. Usually when we have sponsorships, we're talking about things like NHL teams, NBA teams like that. But this lets us get involved on a local level, and something you just touched on that's very important to us. It's not just an athletic competition. This is an entire community competition where kids can get involved with things like band, athletics, and academics. So it's a whole program, and we're really proud of it.
Thanks a lot. Derek Stewart of Dodge. And guys, back upstairs to you.
All right, thanks very much, Keith. Stephenville with a 7-0 lead after the overland cross-country 15-yard route. The run for the touchdown by Kendal Briles. And it's a 7-0 lead for the Jackets. And
yeah,
Ryan Harris will kick off for Stephenville.
Yeah, I think Kendal Briles showed big audience right there why he was the Offensive Player of the Year. He could do it all.
Harris with the kick, right leg into it, and fielded near the goal line by Jonathan Lumley. He brings it out over the 25-yard line and brought down there as he is tackled at the 29. Justin Monk in on the stop. 29-yard return. Another look at his very impressive touchdown.
Yeah, he's in serious trouble right there. Just about decided to throw the ball, but last minute he kept it. One of those smart decisions of a veteran quarterback, and Briles taking it in for the touchdown.
Third offensive possession for Neches Groves to start the football game here, and now they're down 7-0. Third possession of this opening quarter. Jeff Bergeron, the ball carrier there, and goes nowhere. Oh, was he hit hard by Scott Lee, the sophomore defensive end.
Little wake-up call right there. If he wasn't ready, he is now.
There's Lee, the sophomore. 6'4" and 200 pounds. And talk about how tough this defense has been for Stephenville after talking about how prolific the offense is. The defense also has had some big games, although there have been teams that have scored on them here in the postseason. Second down, long the throw. Looking, and does have a receiver, and it's caught for a first down. That's Jonathan Lumley. Made the catch just over the first down marker. Lumley, the 6th leading receiver on this team, but he comes up there with big yardage, 16 of it, to be exact, in the first down.
Yeah, good protection right there. Long, plenty of time to throw the ball. Lumley wide open. Justin Monk in there a little bit too late for Stephenville.
From the 43-yard line, Port Neches Groves trying to answer the Stephenville touchdown. And PNG will now send 3 receivers out wide left and 1 on the right. And Long's looking left where he's got those 3 targets. And he has Joey Price over there. Did he make the catch? Flag comes down. Price did make the grab at the Stephenville 39-yard line as he got around Caleb Reeves. And we'll check the flag.
Looks like there's going to be some interference call on the Stephenville defense. Reeves in there. I think he got a push, but the catch was still made. There's the push right there. Look at the grab at his hip, and he holds on to it.
PNG will be happy to decline this penalty because they'll take the 20-yard gain over the 15-yard penalty. And the catch will stand at the Yellow Jacket 39-yard line. Nice grab there.
Take the results of the play. First down.
First down at the 39-yard line. Port Neches Groves going on the attack here as we tick down to 3 minutes to play first quarter. Bergeron and Wortham, the backs behind Dustin Long. Long on the option pitch to Wortham, manages to get past 2 defenders and get some good yardage as he turned it outside before Jeff Scott, the cornerback, brought him down. Looked like Wortham was going to be brought down, but he managed to pick up 6 yards on that.
Yeah, he was back in the out of the backfield. Looked like he was running out of space. Gordon Carroll in there almost got a hand on him, but Wortham turned it straight up. Nice pickup.
Second down and 4. And PNG has Justin Baxter as one receiver out wide. At the top of your screen, Jonathan Lumley at the bottom. Long wants to throw again, swings it out for Bergeron, escapes 1 tackler, and then turns it inside and has a first down. He got away from Caleb Reeves. Ryan Harris finally brings him down, but a good piece of running by Bergeron after he made the catch. It goes for 5 yards, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, quick dump off here from Dustin Long. Bergeron wide open, shakes the tackle right there. Reeves, smart move, cuts it upfield for the nice pickup. This offense, by the way, the plays are being called by Mike Long, who's the father of Justin Long.
First and 10 for PNG, and Ryan Norton in as a wide receiver. Back to pass, Long with plenty of time, looking for Norton, and it's in and out of his hand. Ryan Norton had checked in. Jeff Scott with good blanket coverage for Stephenville.
Yeah, Norton was open, but Jeff Scott right there. Again, plenty of time. Dustin Long is getting plenty of time for that offensive line to look around, spot his receivers. Several of them out there that he feels comfortable throwing to. And good coverage right there by Scott.
Long 3 out of 8 for 39 yards here in the late stages of the first quarter. Second and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 27. This time it's Bergeron on the handoff, and plenty of blue jerseys around him. Gain of about a yard, but not much more than that. Scott Lee, the first man to hit him. And it will now bring up 3rd down and 9 for PNG. Again, the substitutions made as Joey Price checks back in. Price, Dustin Long's favorite target. He's gone to him 47 times this season for 800 yards. 3rd and 9. And Long to throw. With some time on the run for Price, and led him too much. Incomplete. Overthrown. Was coverage over there by Justin Monk. And he got some help as well from Ryan Harris. And now it's 4th down and 9. And a decision for Matt Burnett.
Yeah, I know Matt would love to get some points on the board, and feels pretty confident in his field goal kicker. Spotted right now at the 27-yard line.
Of course, his field goal kicker just happens to be his #1 receiver, and that's Joey Price. Price ready to try a 43-yard attempt. Good snap, leg into it. This looks like it will make it. It does. 43-yard field goal by Joey Price. And PNG is on the board with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So the points come for PNG to cut the Stephenville margin of 4. 43-yard, 9-play drive for Port Neches Groves. 43 the key number there because it was Joey Price's 43-yard field goal that got PNG on the board. And now Art Briles, Stephenville Yellow Jackets will go back on the attack, leading by 4 at 7-3.
Situation where they get that turnover deep in their own territory, and right on the goal line, as a matter of fact, they turn the turnover into point. That's the key. Keep some confidence with that.
The kickoff by Price. And a squibber down the middle. This one fielded, fumbled, then fielded again, picked up, and bringing it up the field is Brady Gunn. Gunn, the free safety on the team, out over the 30-yard line. Trace Budwine runs him out of bounds at the 31. So Stephenville gets it back, leading 7-3 with 1 minute and 36 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And Randy, we expected this game to be perhaps high scoring, and both teams are on the board here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, Stephenville's really spread it out and showed what they can do offensively with Kendal Briles in charge. And not only has he run the football, but he's thrown it around to many of his wide receivers. And they're 6-7 deep. This offensive unit for Stephenville composed of 6 seniors, 5 juniors. So you look at the future, it looks bright for the Yellow Jackets again next year.
Briles 5 of 6 through the air for 65 yards here in quarter number 1. And he'll bring them up again. Crowd still coming into the Astrodome here. You see this 4A Division II game. Pass out to Hunter, and Zach Hunter turns this one upfield. Really takes a pop. Picked up about 6 yards before Chris Golke, the free safety, laid a lick on him. 6-yard gain to the 37. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Here's Chris Golke coming up. Matkins getting loose. Shakes the tackle right there, and out of nowhere, 33 Golke with the big stick. 5th on the PNG team in tackles. There it is again, head on, and whew, they bounced right off each other, didn't they?
Matkins and Douglas, the split receivers for Stephenville. Hand off this time to Hunter as he scoots through a hole and has a 1st down for the Jackets. One thing you can say about Zach Hunter, as Jared Gary and Jared Hanks make the tackle for Port Neches Groves, Hunter is so quick right off the ball when they hand him the football. Got that initial first step that's very fast.
Yeah, he showed already today how many tackles he can force these guys to miss. He's shown that off, over 2,000 all-purpose yards this year, and he's shown us why today.
Douglas remains out there as receiver, along with Toby O'Neill. And it is 1st and 10, now from the 44, and Briles to throw or tuck it in and run, which he does. To the midfield stripe, a gain of 6. Cody Clark, the strong side linebacker, made the tackle for the Indians. Less than a minute to go. You saw the fans with, those are some of the smaller versions of the cans that have the ball bearings in them. The can fans from Stephenville, known throughout the state of Texas. There's That one you see right there, that's welded together, those 5 tanks.
Now, those take a little time to put together, don't they? That's a well-built machine right there. They can make some noise.
Now, there's Big Bertha.
Yeah, you got to have a Big Bertha in the group somewhere, don't you?
All those propane tanks there filled with ball bearings. On second down, handoff that. Not much running room that time for Hunter as the white jerseys converge. It's a 2-yard gain. Justin Mercer in on the stop. And it's now third down coming up for Stephenville. But that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. Zach Hunter, Kendal Briles, and the Stephenville Yellow Jackets lead Port Neches Groves at the end of the first quarter of the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. The state championship on the line here in Houston. All right, we welcome you back to the Astrodome in Houston. Craig Way, Randy McElvoy, and Keith Fletcher with you as Stephenville leads Port Neches Groves 7-3. And Stephenville on the move. They have a third down coming up. Third down and 2 at the Indians' 48-yard line. Hand off to Hunter as he dances through tackles and has another first down for Stephenville. Zach Hunter down to the 40, picks up 8 more yards. Sean Lang on the stop.
How many times has he done that today already? Breaking those tackles, getting that extra yardage, and that was a perfect example right there, Hunter. Breaking free for the first down.
More substitutions for the Jackets as they continue to swap personnel in and out. Zach Hunter even comes out for the moment. And we may see Stephenville go to an empty set here with 5 wideouts and no running backs. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Out of the shotgun, 3 receivers at the top of your screen, 2 more at the bottom. This is Stephenville at its wide open, most effective sometime, and that was almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Trace Budwine.
Well, you're not going to get a better opportunity for an interception than right there. I'm sure Budwine just hit himself in the head on that one. Briles trying to go right across the middle. Budwine right there in front of it, and a little off balance, and it falls to the ground.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Stephenville at the Port Neches Groves 40-yard line. Matkins, the only split receiver this time as the Jackets go back into an I formation. And on the boot, the keeper by Briles. And Kendal Briles picks up about 9 before he's dragged down at the 31. Jeremy Neeb made the stop. You'll see him. This wasn't a full bootleg where you go way out to the side, Randy, but it's an effective one where he just rolls back to the left.
Yeah, he's done that a few times today, and throwing those P&G defenders, they're going the other way. Leaves a little open room, and Neeb in there to make the stop.
You see Kendal Briles knows what he's doing when he's carrying the football as well. Third down and a yard needed for the first down. They give it back to Hunter, and he's got the first down inside the 30. Zach Hunter, as Randy told you, not a big guy, 5'9" and 175, but he can take a pop and keep churning forward. Jared Hanks, first one to hit him, but another first down for the folks from Erath County.
Built in the mold of a wide receiver, although he really doesn't run a lot of pass patterns. He's only caught 37 passes this year, but he rushed 214 attempts. So not your typical running back body out there.
Out of the shotgun, again, the handoff to Hunter, turning inside and still on his feet inside the 25-yard line. Zach Hunter went outside, cut back in. Neeb finally dragged him down, but that's 5 yards. And it'll be second down and 5.
There's Hunter again, cutting it outside, and Domain and company joining in late, but Neeb pulling down the tackle right there. Again, they're going to give it to Zach Hunter all day and just kind of see what he can do with it.
You see him come out occasionally, like right now. And Briles rolling, looking to throw, now tucks it in, still on the move, and he's got enough yardage to get close to the first down marker. Picked up 3. Cody Clark makes the stop, close to a first down, but Kendal Briles about a yard short. So it'll be third down and 1 for the Yellow Jackets. as we play nearly 3 minutes here of the second quarter.
Kendal Briles counting for 41 touchdowns this year, 28 through the air, 13 on the ground.
Hunter back out there. They give it to the fullback, Haney, and Haney's got the first down. Eric Haney, the senior, finally brought down by Cody Clark. But Haney also, as he picks up 4 yards there, an effective alternative for Art Briles to employ. After all, this season, he's rushed for over 300 yards. We see the numbers on the drive as they continue to march closer to the Port Neches Grove goal line. Hunter this time in a lot of trouble, still turns the corner and gets back to the line of scrimmage. He could have been dropped for a loss of 5 or 6 yards. Instead, it's a loss of about a half yard as Jared Hanks ran him out of bounds.
Yeah, 2 more missed tackles by P&G. First up, Jared Hanks, number 9, with the miss, and then Cody Clark followed. He couldn't bring him down. Got to be frustrating for the Indians at this point.
Second down and a little over 10. And they go back to the shotgun, do the Yellow Jackets with 3 receivers. And Briles, the pump fake, throws and has O'Neal open, caught, and he fumbled the football, and Stephenville got back on it. It looked like it was recovered by T.J. Douglas, like he fell on the ball at the 4-yard line. Douglas fell on the ball for Stephenville, and the Yellow Jackets will have a 1st and goal, the fortuitous fumble.
Here's the play again. Briles letting it go right there. Toby O'Neal turning it upfield. Looks like he was going to make it in. There's the hit right there. Ball comes loose. Who's going to get it? Jay Doty jumping all over that one right there.
Yeah, it looked like 81. It was 61. And you see one of the 2 Doties downfield. Jay Doty, the tackle, hopping on that. It's 1st and goal now. And here's Briles on the move inside the 5. Down close to the 3. Hanks and Clark on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go for Stephenville. The clock continues to move here in the first half. Now Zach Hunter checks back in, and it is not uncommon at all to see 4 and 5 guys substitute on any given play for Stephenville. They'll go back to the shotgun set. Matkins, the receiver, in motion. The handoff, the keeper by Briles, and he spins his way into the touchdown. He faked the handoff to Hunter on the counter going left. And Kendal Briles just kept going straight ahead and turned it in for his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Yeah, great fake. He fooled me on that one. Beautiful fake to Zach Hunter, and nothing but daylight ahead of him. Here's the play again. Nice fake. Disguised it well. Spinning move right there in for the touchdown.
Now Ebba Nelson for the conversion try to make it an 11-point lead for Stephenville. 14-3 the score. The last time Stephenville... Well, it's that holiday time of year, and the folks in Stephenville will tell you that means state championship. They are the defending state champions, looking for their 4th state title of the decade. And they're off to a good start here, leading Port Neches Groves 14-3.
Yeah, they're kind of used not to doing their Christmas shopping till after this week. They're so used to being here and playing the late rounds of postseason. They'll delay it a little bit.
Well, with Christmas falling on a Saturday this year, gives them a whole week.
There you go.
But the folks from the Triangle are ready to say not so fast. Here is a short kick. A pop-up kick and fielded, a fair catch made at the 27-yard line. Let's go down to Keith Fletcher.
Guys, thanks a lot. You know, Texas Football Magazine began this year with an outstanding event, the HEB Classic, which kicked off with several of the top teams in Texas beginning of the season. And next year, they've announced the 12 teams who will participate in the next HEB Classic. And 2 of those teams are Lamarck and Texas City. We have the head coaches of both right here, Larry Walker, talk about beginning the season, not just beginning the season with a good opponent, but a top-quality opponent that could be a state champion.
Well, I think it's going to be a great thing for Lamarck. We're excited about being a part of this great event, and hey, we're just looking forward to it.
Of course, Rusty Dowling of the state champion Texas City Stingarees. Coach, you could be paired up. Pairings have not been matched up yet, just the teams have been announced, but you could be paired up with this team, Stephenville, who's also a state champion. That'd be a nice meeting. What do you think about Stephenville so far?
Well, after watching them right here, we're a little hesitant, of course, but you know, it's a great honor to be one of the teams selected for this. It says another tremendous statement about Texas football, and we're just pleased that we have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Well, it's going to be another outstanding event, as it was this season, the HEB Classic presented by Texas Football Magazine. Guys, back upstairs to you.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. 13-yard run for Bo Wortham on first down, and back to the ground go the poor Neches Groves Indians. Good, tough running by Jeff Bergeron, the fullback there, as he picks up about 4 more yards. Ryan Harris and Cal Gilson make the tackle. You know, you hear Rusty Dowling saying you're a little hesitant looking at Stephenville. I'll tell you what, he had a great year too. They went unbeaten, and those are 2 tremendous teams, Stephenville and Texas City, as well as Port Neches Groves. And Texas City already has its title, won last week over Hereford. Second down, and keeping this time moving straight ahead was Long, and Dustin Long with a couple more as he gets close to the 49-yard line. Craig Parks on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets, a pickup of 2.
Real important for P&G. You hear it all the time. Establish that running game to open up the passing game. They came out today throwing. Not really successful, but they're going to establish this running game. Hopefully, they're giving it to Bo Wortham. Jeff Bergeron a lot early on so far.
Third down and 3 for Port Neches Groves, as they try to answer the Stephenville touchdown. Have an 11-point deficit here in the second quarter. The keeper by Long, and he's got the first down. Dustin Long, good tough running there by the 6'3" 185-pound senior quarterback. Gilson on the stop for the Yellow Jackets, but that's a gain of 5 for Long. And right now, PNG trying to, as we said, answer the bell after Stephenville has posted these 2 early touchdowns and make sure they don't get too far behind in this game.
Yeah, you get down to the Stephenville team, and it's awfully hard to catch up because you hear about their offense, their defense, extremely salty as well.
In motion is Jonathan Lumley on 1st and 10. The keeper again by Long, inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. Option keeper that time by Dustin Long. Parks makes the tackle. That's a gain of 4 yards, and it's second down and 6. Craig Parks there along that defensive front, a 260-pound senior. And we mentioned Gordon Carroll, who had the knee injury, big number 90 out there. He's still playing, even though he had a displaced kneecap a couple of weeks ago against Canyon in the quarterfinal round.
Shows you how tough these football guys can really be, huh?
On second down, movement by Joey Price got a little too eager, and that's going to cost PNG 5 yards. You have a feeling maybe the route was going his way?
I have a feeling, probably so, yeah.
Play second down.
How about Dustin Long? You know, he's one of those veteran quarterbacks, a lot of them across the state. He's been playing quarterback for PNG since he was a sophomore. Has improved steadily each year, and of course, outstanding senior season, and no doubt he'll be a blue chip prospect between now and National Signing Day in February.
It's now second down and 11 after the penalty. Price will split in at the top of your picture. 2 more receivers on the short side of the field. And Long looking to throw with plenty of time down the middle and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Justin Baxter. He was right there, as was Caleb Reeves, the sophomore cornerback.
Baxter got loose there, 6'2", junior. One of Dustin Long's favorite targets this year, 40 receptions. Here's a play right here, straight down the middle. Had him open just a little bit off, and yes, it did hit the ground. Well defended there by Stephenville.
It is now third down and 11 for PNG as the clock moves on here in the second quarter. Long going to the air again with a lot of time down the middle, tipped and almost intercepted. Cal Gilson had the ball in his hands, and I'm sure that Dustin Long thought he had Joey Price open, but the ball was tipped, and Gilson, the middle linebacker, very nearly picked it off.
Yeah, you could see when Long was in the pocket motioning most likely to Price there to get open, and not exactly the tight spiral that Dustin Long is accustomed to throwing. Here it is right here. It actually was tipped.
That looked like it was
Off the
Rob
mark.
Harrison who was there. And here's the punt by Long, and this is a beauty. Angling to the corner, but it did go into the end zone. It carried in, and Stephenville will get it back. Yellow Jackets with an 11-point lead at 14-3. The Can fans with plenty to celebrate right now. The Stephenville Yellow Jackets roll up the sleeves and get to work on offense again. Kendal, Briles and company up 11 points here in the second quarter, 14-3. On first down, the handoff, and squirting his way through, as he always seems to, Zach Hunter for a couple. Last time the Yellow Jackets had the football, they got some breaks and also moved the ball well.
Yeah, they spread it around. Zach Hunter playing a big role today offensively, just finds way to get loose and chalk up the yardage. Then Briles fired over the middle. Toby O'Neill gets popped right there. Ball comes loose. Fortunately, they jumped right on it. A couple plays later, Kendal Briles spinning his way into the end zone.
14-3 margin right now. Yellow Jackets with the empty set again. And well, this time the little bit of trickery there doesn't work, as Zach Hunter is brought down to the 25-yard line by Cody Clark. Let's go down to Keith Fletcher.
Guys, you see the guys on the Stephenville bench with the ammonia towels on their heads. That's because with 40,000 people in the stadium for the last 5 to 6 hours, it's beginning to take its toll. It is now getting much more hotter and much more humid in the Astrodome. The heat just contains itself, and so now you're going to see conditioning and fatigue play a part in the remainder of the first half and really into the second half.
All right, thanks very much. You mentioned the big crowd on hand here today, and temperature has gone up. Even though we're inside the Astrodome here. Here's the swing pass on 3rd and 5, and it's short, incomplete. They tried to get it to Brady Gunn, who had checked in as a receiver. And Port Neches Groves has made a stand. PNG will get the football back.
Yeah, Gunn was open. Briles misfired, but even if we would have caught it, there was 4 Indians right there to hit him.
So for the first time today, Stephenville punts. Toby O'Neill will kick for the Yellow Jackets. And the rush coming in, but the kick is away by O'Neill. And no one is going to get to this one as it's down at the 43-yard line of Port Neches Groves. It's a 33-yard punt. I want to remind you about Sunday night fights coming up. Super bantamweight, Wayne McCullough battles Len Martinez, plus super lightweight, Hector Camacho Jr. takes on Simon Gonzalez. Sunday night fights featuring top-ranked fighters, world championship bouts, and non-stop hard-hitting action. It's tomorrow at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Net. PNG with the football, and the Indians down 11 with 2:44 to go in the half. Port Neches Groves with all 3 of its timeouts. Long to throw, and overthrows the intended target on the right side as he tried to connect with Joey Price. Those two have teamed up so often all season long, but they just hadn't been able to get on the same page today.
Yeah, he's been to him at least 6 or 7 times today. A few times overthrown, but give credit to the secondary of Stephenville. Good coverage most of the afternoon on Joey Price.
Second down with 2:39 remaining here in the half. I'm sure the Jackets would like to stop the Indians one time and get the opportunity to put more points on the board before the half expires. PNG, on the other hand, wants to move it down the field and try to get it in the end zone before the second quarter is completed. Long to throw again. This time the ball's caught by Price, and he shakes the tackler and has a first down. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line, Ryan Harris makes the stop. Dustin Long missed on his first 4 throws, and it missed on 5 in a row before this one.
Gets good blocking, good protection right here. Fires out, gets strong arm by Dustin Long. Joey Price out there. He's going to keep going to him. He's the go-to guy. Price with 47 receptions this year for over 800 yards.
So after 4 straight incompletions, followed by 3 straight completions, followed by 5 more incompletions, Long finds Joey Price for the catch. And he's going to go deep for Price again. It's incomplete. Price was triple covered over there. Caleb Reeves, Jesse Fanning, and also Brady Gunn coming over from the free safety spot to supply the triple coverage on Joey Price.
I think they figured out that Price and Long love to hook up. Here's the ball outside. Again, 3 guys all over Joey Price right there. He wanted an interference call, didn't get it though.
There were only 2 wideouts on that last play there, Randy, as they were in maximum protection for Dustin Long. So Stephenville then just was able to concentrate its efforts on double and triple teaming the 2 receivers. 2nd and 10, PNG at the Stephenville 45. Price, the man in motion. On the option play, Long looks to keep, will keep, and goes down after a 1-yard gain. Brady Gunn, the free safety, with run support coming up on defense to make the stop.
Yeah, Long in trouble right here. Almost pitches out to Bergeron, decides to keep, and he runs right into Brady Gunn. Good coverage right there by the senior free safety for the Yellow Jackets.
Important 3rd down here as the clock moves inside 2 minutes to go in the half. You look at the numbers on Brady Gunn, key member of that secondary. 3rd down and 9 from the 44. 3 wideouts now for Port Neches Grove. Long to throw again. Pressure coming. Now throws, and the ball's caught. Nice sliding catch made by Jonathan Lumley, and that's a 1st down for PNG. Clock will stop while they move the chains, and then you'll see the Indians go back to work in a hurry.
Good scrambling ability here by Long, off balance. Even better, though, was the catch by Lumley, sliding in and holding on.
The officials now will start the clock. The ball is at the 29. See the time remaining here in the 1st half. Long to throw. Has a lot of time down the middle for Price, and it's picked off by Briles. Kendal Briles back there in coverage. And he turns it upfield. This is where he gets dangerous on returns. He's dragged down at the 25-yard line. Briles is the backup strong safety to Trey Phelps, who had a medial collateral ligament injury in the quarterfinal win over Canyon. Kendal Briles has been back there, and he comes up with a big play here.
Played the secondary a year ago as well, and right place at the right time. The overthrow right there to Joey Price, and Kendal Briles showed us he could do it offensively and defensively. But look what he does after he makes the catch. Again, that's always a big sign of knowing what's going on out there, following your blockers, and Kendal Briles did a good job of it.
Goes from being a defensive player to an offensive player right there. Now Stephenville with some hope perhaps of scoring before the 1st half's done. The handoff to Hunter, but the Indians right there to greet him. Only a yard gain. Cody Clark, the first purple helmeted player to reach him. Clock will move, and then Yellow Jackets appear to be taking their time right now as the clock continues to move. In fact, I'll come over to take a look, and now we'll have a timeout called with 57 seconds remaining here in the 1st half, and a 14-3 lead for the Yellow Jackets. Kendal Briles coming over to talk to Dad. And
under a minute to play, but still for this offense of Stephenville, still plenty of time for these guys. They can score in a matter of seconds. Big play offense, and don't think these guys are just going to run out the clock.
Art Briles has his troops gathered around him, and he's been asked a lot about this mystique thing for Stephenville. Do they have the winning mystique? He said, I don't know. We work very hard, and, you know, things go pretty well, and if that's mystique, so be it. Yeah. I think looking at that says it is.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie. 11 straight playoff teams, 5 trips to the final, 3 state championships. What a run for Art Briles and the Yellow Jackets.
And his son, Kendal, was doing a little bit of everything out there, passing, running, the interception. And he passes here to Zach Hunter. Hunter turns it upfield out over the 30 to the 33-yard line. Justin Mercer made the tackle. That was on 2nd down and 8. Clock continuing to move here. And Stephenville not wanting to call a timeout unless they hit on a big play here. We talked about Kendal Briles and what he's done. He's completed now 8 of 11 passes in this game. for 91 yards. He's carried it 7 times for 39 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. And he has an interception and a 15-yard return. And he'll keep here, and he'll have the first down. And he's out to the 40-yard line, but the ball came loose, and PNG has it back. Briles had the first down and then was stripped of the football. And Jeremy Need comes up with a fumble recovery for the Indians.
Well, Briles got a little too fancy on that scrambling, had that ball hanging out there a little too far. Here he is, shakes a tackle. Here's the hit. Ball comes loose. Need jumps all over. Important thing now is a few timeouts for Port Neches Grove. They have a couple of big strikes.
Well, they have time to go down the middle because of the timeouts, as you pointed out, Randy. At 16 seconds, that's time enough for 2 plays before a field goal if they don't get it into the end zone, if they're quick about it. And Dustin Long has a very quick release from the 43. Long the throw, on the run, ball caught, and the clock continues to run, and PNG calls a timeout, but that took 8 seconds right there as he connected with Ryan Norton.
I think Matt Burnett wanted to call a little bit sooner. 3 ticks went off the clock before they actually signaled the timeout.
3 very important seconds here at this point. Of course, coming up at the end of the first half, Keith Fletcher will visit with both of the head coaches. Art Briles coming up right here at the end of the half, and Matt Burnett before the start of the second half. Kevin Eschenfelder back in the Fox studios at halftime. He'll be joined by Mike Sneed. We pointed out Mike Sneed and Scott Phillips today joining him to analyze all of the action going on across the state, the live looks at the other state championship action. You want to keep it right here. And then, of course, the second half of the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. Art Briles trying to settle down his defense here so as not to give up anything more. 8 seconds to go in the half, in time for 1 play anyway, if it's a quick one for PNG.
I think you have to go to an out pattern, look for Joey Price, maybe a guy like Jonathan Lumley, number 10, number 8, quick out, and hopefully get in position for a field goal.
Well, it is Price and Lumley going out wide right. That'll be the top of your screen. 1st and 10 at the 32 with 8 seconds to go in the half. Long looking to throw, and he's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Was looking downfield. Scott Lee hit him from the blind side just as he released the football. I think he was looking for Bo Wortham, who would come out of the backfield.
Yeah, Bo Wortham was over the middle. Long was just waiting for him to get open, but by then, Scott Lee was in there to hit him. Look at the hit right there. He was just about to release the football. Wortham wasn't quite open yet.
And now with 4 seconds to go, Port Neches Grove's trying to decide what they want to do. They're going to use their final timeout. Might as well, just 4 seconds to go in the half, discuss strategy, or whether they want to go for the field goal. The kicking tee has come out for Joey Price, but this is going to be a long field goal of about 49 yards. Of course, coming up tonight at midnight,
football games today. We'll also look back at the championship matchups from a week ago. And of course, if you miss it tonight, we got it for you in the high school extra tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Net.
Joey Price, a 49-yard, make it a 48-yard field goal try, as it'll be spotted inside the 49. So officially, this will be a 48-yard try out of the hold of Jonathan Lumley. 4 seconds to go in the half. Price gets the right leg. Hey, this has a chance. It's got excellent distance, and it's good. And a nice way for Port Neches Groves to close out the first half. They take advantage of a Stephenville turnover and get 3 points out of it. And now they're back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. It's now 14-6. That's a lift for PNG.
Oh, no doubt. Going to the locker room, getting points. You love to see that. You're trailing, but you're going in with some momentum. Joey Price, get it done offensively and also with a great leg today.
All right, halftime. And Keith Fletcher is with Stephenville head coach Art Briles.
Thanks a lot, Craig. Coach Briles, you turned the ball over a couple times in the first half, but your defense stands up and makes up for it.
Well, they're playing great right now. You know, we really feel like we're moving the ball okay. I mean, they got a great football team. They're making plays on both sides of the ball. We just got to do a better job of hanging on the football, and we got to be a little more aggressive offensively. I think I got a little conservative, and I'm going to try to do a better job this second half.
Can you define be more aggressive offensively?
Well, I mean, I think you'll see a little more spread look, maybe throwing the football a little bit more down the field.
Thanks a lot, Coach Briles. Good luck in the second half. Art Briles, head coach of the Stephenville Yellow Jackets. Craig, back upstairs to you.
All right, thanks, Keith. I think it was an excellent question. You know, it's hard to think of Stephenville as conservative in any form.
Sometimes on the mark, sometimes off the mark. That catch led to a field goal from Joey Price.
43 yards out on that field goal try. It was 7-3, and then some good hard running and some hard knocks taken by Zach Hunter.
Yeah, Zach Hunter showing us just how tough he is. He's 150, 160 pounds, and just kind of takes the hit and keeps on ticking and gets some yardage right there. Sets up Kendal Briles again. A spin move for the second TD of the day.
And then Briles doing it on defense.
Yeah, Dustin Long overthrowing his receiver. Briles in the secondary has the experience from a year ago. And not only makes the catch but for the interception, but what he does after the catch is what's pretty impressive.
And then on the final play of the first half, a little bit of excitement for the Indians.
Yeah, Joey Price, his time runs out. 48-yard field goal showing off the strong right leg. That one could have gone another 7, maybe 10 yards. Plenty of distance on that one.
So 14-6 the score. Stephenville on top of Port Neches Groves here at the Astrodome at halftime. Of course, the second half of this game coming up, and really some important time for Port Neches Groves to establish something on offense here in the second half.
We talked about some of the big plays. P&G actually in spurts of this first half had some moments where they were driving on this Stephenville defense. And of course, the Dustin Long interception when they were driving inside the 30-yard line. They had some mishaps like that. But they've got to be a little bit confident in the fact that they have moved the football at times against a pretty stingy defense on the Yellow Jacket side.
I think you and I both found Art Briles' comments to Keith Fletcher at the end of the first half interesting when he said he thought he got a little bit conservative. And conservative and Art Briles are two words that are almost always mutually exclusive.
He's got 4 or 5 receivers out there, sometimes a 4 wide receiver set. It's got to wreak havoc on defense as P&G's been mixed up a few times. But fortunately, they're still technically in this ball game. Should be an interesting second half.
Well, a look at the first half numbers in this one does reveal Stephenville on top in all of the major categories, rushing, a slight edge in passing, and the total yardage. The turnover's important to both teams in this game, and as it goes right now. So it's a 14-6 halftime lead as Stephenville is on top of Port Neches Groves. Both teams making their way back to the field as you see the time of possession there in the first half as well. Stephenville on top in that category as well. Let's go down to Keith Fletcher.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Coach Burnett, you get a couple of turnovers, but still not able to capitalize, at least with touchdowns. What's going to be the difference in the second half?
We got to be able to move the ball. You know, I knew we'd have a problem stopping them. We're slowing them down, but we're not exactly smutting them. They got a lot to offer. They're a great football team. For us to win the game, we got to move the ball. It's critical. We got to stop them this first drive, and then we need to move the ball.
All right. Good luck to you, Coach. Okay, thanks a lot. Guys, I didn't have the heart to tell them that Stephenville was actually running a conservative offensive game plan in the first half. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Well, according to Art Briles, it got conservative, but he said he was going to try to open things up in half number 2, and we'll see what happens there. Meanwhile, Jonathan Lumley and the rest of the Port Neches Groves Indians trying to get fired up and rallied in front of this huge following that has come over from the Golden Triangle to cheer on P&G. And as you mentioned, Randy, this is tradition for this to happen. In 1975, under Doug Etheridge, they won the Class 4A state title at Texas Stadium, beating Odessa Permian 20-10. 1976, they were a state semifinalist. 1977, they get to Texas Stadium and play before 49,953 before falling to Plano 13-10 the last time P&G was in the final.
Yeah, I worked down in that Golden Triangle area, and I was there during the lean years when they were in this 5A, Class 5A level. Matt Burnett was just coming on board, and even during the lean years in the early 90s, great fan support. It doesn't matter if they're winning or losing. They're going to turn out, and you see the turnout today from all over the Golden Triangle region.
Well, Matt Burnett, as he told Keith Fletcher, knows that his team has got to put the clamps on Stephenville. Remember, the Yellow Jackets are going to get the football first to start the second half here, and then P&G will try to put the stop on them and then get Dustin Long and company cranked up again. But this will be a Yellow Jacket team that will be difficult to stop. And Art Briles has seen this team rally back from deficits before as we check in with Keith Fletcher.
Well, it's going to be a nerve-wracking second half for Stephenville fans, but probably no more than the woman to my left, Jan Briles, the mother and wife of Coach Art Briles and, of course, Kendal Briles, the quarterback. Which is more nerve-wracking, the mother part or the wife part?
Oh, of course I think it's the mother part. It comes out in you. It's always been nerve-wracking with Art coaching, but when you still get your son in there, it pulls at your heartstrings just a little bit more.
Now, when you go back up, I mean, what is it like to be one of these fans with all the cans going around? You're trying to concentrate on the game. What is it like being a Stephenville fan and being in this atmosphere?
The cans, I mean, that's just part of breathing. I mean, it's just right there. It's really, everybody's around, and it's just, everybody feeds off of each other. It's great.
Well, good luck to you. Thanks a lot. Craig, back upstairs to you.
All right, of course, she'll be very happy for her husband and her son if Stephenville goes on to win this. PNG hopes not to make her happy. Second half kick, and we're underway with Zach Hunter fielding the kickoff. And Hunter very quickly turns it outside, but he just gets out to the 20-yard line where he's tripped up a 13-yard return. So Hunter on the kickoff return now gets ready to join his Yellow Jacket teammates on offense. And there's Jan Briles' son, Kendal, who will lead Stephenville on the attack here in the third quarter, 14-6. And as we mentioned, some 5 years ago, they trailed Lamarck at the half, 14-3, before scoring some 29 unanswered points to win 32-14.
Yeah, these first couple of series, very important for both sides. Indians need a big defensive stand right here to open the second half.
Jackets operate from the shotgun, and immediately a swing pass out to Matkins, and Jeremy Matkins popped right at the line of scrimmage by Justin Mercer. Mercer dropping him in his tracks, no gain on the play.
Not a bad way to start things off with a big hit. Liven up the crowd a little bit.
They're trying to encourage the defense right now, or the Port Neches Groves fans. Another look at the shot here put on Matkins.
Thomas Baxter there with a missed tackle. I know Matt Burnett hates to see that. Can still get the extra couple of yards. Got to make the tackle when you're there.
Second down and 10 from the 20. Stephenville with 3 receivers on the left side, and that is where Briles aims to throw, if he throws at all. He's in some trouble, and now throws, and the ball is tipped and incomplete. Almost tipped from one Yellow Jacket to another, and very nearly picked off by Jeremy Need. Toby O'Neill was out there and was the second man who had a shot at the football, but Need did his job.
Yeah, O'Neill was awfully close to reeling that one in. Got a lucky bounce, but Need right in with the right hand and knock it loose. Big third down play coming up now for the Jackets.
Got a feeling we're going to hear from the Port Neches Groves fans right now on third down as they try to spur the Indians onto a defensive stop here. 3rd and 10, Stephenville from the 20. The empty set look again with 5 wide receivers, and Briles with a shovel pass, a dangerous one inside to Matkins, who bobbled it, and he goes down after a 4-yard gain.
They were very fortunate on that play. Matkins bobbled that football, regained control right before he was hit. Here's the shuffle pass for Briles. That right hand saved it right by Matkins. It's almost flying away.
Jared Gary made the tackle, and Stephenville will have to give up the football. And PNG ready to set up with good field position. The punt by O'Neill. This one to be fielded by Wortham at the 33-yard line, and he's slung down right there. Brady Gunn made the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. It's a 42-yard punt and a nice one by Toby O'Neill. Nice Collector Live crew and Fox Sports Net, and bet you didn't know Santa came down from the reservation. 8-point lead. 14-6 the score here in the third quarter. As Port Neches Groves goes on the offense, Dustin Long, the keeper, and good yardage for Long on first down out over the 40. Close to a 42. Cal Gilson making the stop for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, PNG accomplished half of their goal as they open the second half. The good defensive stand, forcing the punt. Now they need to take care of business offensively and really make a statement on this first drive.
Jonathan Lumley checks in with a play from the sideline from head coach Matt Burnett. It's a gain of 8 yards, and it is second down and 2. from the 41-yard line. Tight end is C.J. Blyer lining up on the left side. The toss to Wortham. Looking for a running lane. Finds one and has a first down. Bo Wortham out to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 3. And met and dropped at the 45 by Justin Monk.
Bo Wortham getting a good block from his partner, that Indian backfield, Jeff Bergeron. They kind of share the duties. One of them runs the ball, the other one pretty good blocker. They're both good blockers. That's the key right there. Bergeron setting the hole.
And on first down, P&G will send Joey Price as one split receiver and Justin Baxter, the other wide out, with the backs split behind Long. Handoff this time to Bergeron, and Bergeron tackled by Clayton Harmon, defensive tackle, who jumped on him there along with Ryan Harris to make the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Pickup of a couple. Give him 3 yards. It's second down and 7. 3 minutes gone by. Third quarter here. Stephenville leading 14-6 for a Division II state championship. The Texas Bowl from the Astrodome in Houston. Long on the option pitch this time to Bergeron. Picked up a nice block. Did Bergeron, and he's got what appears to be enough yardage for the first down. He can credit his backfield teammate Bo Wortham for laying a nice block out to swing Bergeron for the first down.
Kind of returning the favor. Bergeron laid the block a few minutes ago. Right now it's Wortham just clearing out the hole and freeing up Bergeron to get loose with a big-time gain.
At the 44, Lumley comes out. Joey Price back in as he brings on the play. Price and Baxter, the split ends going wide right. With Bergeron and Wortham split behind Dustin Long. First possession of the second half for Fort Neches Groves. Long on the keeper. Not much running room, but he still manages to turn it upfield. And Stephenville might have gotten away with a face mask as Cal Gilson comes over to make the stop for the Jackets.
Yeah, it looked like hand was on his face right there on the keeper, option keeper right there. The option games really do good things for P&G. There's the face mask right there. No call on the play. Nothing you can do about it, though. You pick it up and move on, don't you?
4-yard pickup, and it's second down and 6 with Lumley and Baxter the receivers. The tight end is C.J. Blyer. Long going to toss it back to Wortham. Bo Wortham trying to shake one tackle, shakes a second, and Wortham is off and running. Bo Wortham may take it home. He's got one man to beat, and he beats it. Touchdown, Fort Neches Groves.
By Bo Wortham. Let's check it out. Takes the pitch from Dustin Long. He's going to follow his blocker. Bergeron misses that block, but look at Wortham shake it, cuts it back, turns it upfield, and then he's going to show off the speed outrunning that Stephenville secondary. Makes it in for the touchdown. This place is getting loud now, no doubt.
P&G wants a tie. The Indians go for 2. Long looking to throw and overthrows Joey Price. Price was out there and had gotten behind the defender, but the pass was overthrown. Fort Neches Groves fans making a lot of noise after the 67-yard 6-play drive. It takes 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Bo Wortham's 41-yard touchdown run has brought P&G back to within 2. And even though the Indians missed the try for 2 that would have tied the game, this place is really noisy. The kickoff by Price. And Hunter's going to take it at the goal line. Zach Hunter straight up the middle of the field and brought down at the 21-yard line. Here's another look at P&G's dazzling run by Bo Wortham.
Yeah, Craig, check out the offensive line. Number 50, Elliott Adams is going to make a terrific block once this play starts. Bo Wortham's going to take the pitch. Look at Elliott Adams clearing the hole right there. And then check out the missed tackles. Caleb Reeves blows a tackle right there. And in Bo Wortham's history, he cuts it upfield. And the speed is on. Nobody's going to get him. He outruns everybody to the end zone, electrifying this big crowd in the Dome today.
Now we'll see if Stephenville responds on first down. The quick pass goes out to Josh Bashaw, who was in the game for the first time, and Bashaw takes it out on the first down toss, the first pass to him, and it works for 6 yards. Tackle made by Jeremy Neve. Second down and 4 for Stephenville. Kendal Briles, who had a big individual first half with 2 touchdowns and an interception. He also fumbled late in the half to set up the Fort Neches Gross field goal that cut the halftime margin to 14-6. Second down. This time, handoff and nothing there at all. Sean Lang comes over to make the big stop. It's a loss of 2 on the play that time.
Good job by Lang getting past that offensive line of Stephenville. Inside little trap handoff right there. There's Matkins and Lang right there to stop him. That's the key. They've got to make the tackles. Too many guys have slipped away from tackles today for gains on Stephenville's side.
Third down and 5. And the crowd's starting to make a great deal of noise for P&G on defensive series. Shotgun snap, and Briles turns it upfield and has the first down and more. Kendal Briles on his feet out to the 46-yard line before Jared Hanks can bring him down. It's a 20-yard gain and a crucial third down for Stephenville.
One of the many weapons in the Stephenville offense. Kind of see this on the 6-man level a lot on the formations. Briles in motion and decides to keep, follows his blockers. Some big holes right there at the secondary.
It quiets the P&G fans for the moment while the Can fans make noise on the opposite side. Now it's Hunter's turn, and Zach Hunter stood up, hopped, and looked like he was juggling the football for a moment, then regained control as he takes it all the way down to the 47. A gain of 7. Golke and Neve on the stop for the Indians.
You know, as big a play as that was by P&G to get the momentum, you look at Stephenville, and this is just a veteran football team. They're not thinking anything but execute, and that's the key right now.
A look there at the run by Zach Hunter. Takes a pop there and then wrapped up the football and brought it down. Second down and 3, Yellow Jackets. Bashaw, one of the receivers, along with Jeremy Matkins. From the shotgun, Matkins in motion. Briles this time, the handoff to Hunter, and he is swarmed over. Jay Domain and Jeremy Davis make the tackle for Fort Neches Grove.
Yeah, Jeremy Davis got that right hand on him and was determined to bring him down with that right hand. That's all he could do. He's on the turf. Here's a replay. The handoff there to Zach Hunter. He says, I'm not letting go of you. You're coming down with me. And he got some help along the way.
Domain taking his 300-pound frame over there to wrap up Zach Hunter. Now here's Stephenville in another third down situation. Third and a long 2. Again, the direct snap back to Briles. Again, he chooses to run. And again, he picks up the first down. Inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Kendal Briles coming through again on third down. He picks up 7. Trace Budwine makes the stop. And Kendal Briles has come up with some very big individual plays this afternoon.
Yeah, just when you see 3 or 4 receivers out there, of course, that P&G defense gets ready for possible pass, and then Briles keeps the football. Definite confusion at times for opposing defenses while facing Stephenville.
Inside, 4 minutes to go, third quarter. The pump fake, and Briles looking to run or throw. In trouble, and he finally just loses his balance and falls. Briles has done a little bit of everything this afternoon, and that time his feet went right out from under him.
Yeah, he was really moving there in the pocket, had the big pump fake. That guy, number 40 for P&G, was on the turf in a hurry, and scrambling ability right there by Briles, and P&G needs to thank the AstroTurf for that loss. That's a turf collapse right there. Turf tackle.
Raymond Melanchon was out there for Fort Neches Groves as he sniffed out the quick pass, and that's why Briles pulled it back in. Again to the shotgun on second and long. A loss of 9. Briles this time in trouble and can only get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, but the Indian defense comes over to make the tackle again. 3 white jerseys all around him. Among those, C.J. Blyer was in there, and Cody Clark, the strong side linebacker. Matt Burnett trying to get his defense to hold here and get the football back in the hands of the offense.
C.J. Blyer in there on passing situations, comes in for the big guy, Jay Domain, big 300-pounder. Blyer a little bit more mobile out there.
3rd down and 19. Stephenville has been tough to stop on 3rd downs today, but this is a tough task here. Briles going to go deep over the middle. Ball caught. What a catch made by T.J. Douglas with Thomas Baxter draped all over him. It works for a 1st down and a pickup of 21 yards.
One of those clutch plays we've seen Kendal Briles do all year. Nice fake right there. Plenty of time in the pocket. Wide open was his wide receiver. T.J. Douglas hauls it in. Thomas Baxter. Pretty good coverage coming in. A little too late, though.
The third down conversion of this drive for the Yellow Jackets. They are now 7 of 9 on 3rd downs today. And you see Kendal Briles' numbers not bad either. Zach Hunter in motion. Briles going to run it up the middle and brought down at the 25. Justin Mercer makes the tackle. Inside 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter as the clock continues to move on this Stephenville drive. 2nd down, and the fans who were making so much noise at the outset of the drive from Port Neches Groves after the PNG touchdown have been quieted down just a little bit.
Yeah, Stephenville putting together an impressive drive following that big touchdown run by Bo Wortham.
2nd and 8. Matkins in motion. Briles going to throw on the run. He had Matkins wide open, and Matkins dropped the football. Briles with an option fake and then pulled up and threw the ball. And Jeremy Matkins had it in his mitts and just didn't hold it.
Yeah, Matkins may have taken his eye off the ball. Sean Lang right there, close to make the hit.
Kendal Briles going to trot over toward the side to get the play call, and now we see fresh bodies coming back on for Stephenville. They bring 4 more new players out there. They come at you in waves.
It's like a basketball team. Just come them off the bench and throw them in there. Fresh legs.
3rd down and 8 at the 25. With 1:19 to go, 3rd quarter now. And Briles with a blitz coming. Escapes 2 tacklers, a 3rd, a 4th, and Briles picks up the 1st down. An amazing run by Kendal Briles, surpassed perhaps only by his touchdown run in the 1st half, but this is a dandy.
Showing off that athletic ability. It amazes us every time he gets loose in the pocket. Here he is, shakes 1 tackle. Cody Clark couldn't get it done. There's another one. Cuts back right there again. Trace Budwine couldn't handle it, and what a terrific run by Kendal Briles.
They're going to measure to make sure it's enough for the 1st down. He got very, very close. And he's actually a little short, just a little bit shy. Now it's 4th down and inches for Stephenville here. And Art Briles certainly has a decision to make. There you see how much is needed. With 59 seconds, Briles is a master doing this, using the measurement situation is kind of a mini timeout, much as you see some veteran college basketball coaches do when a foul comes. He gathers the team very quickly, and he does. He gathers them around, uses it like a 30-second timeout.
Well, they'll play like this. You want to make sure everybody's on the same page. You don't want any mistakes. You don't want any penalties before it snaps.
Especially when you're going to go for it on 4th and inches. Handoff, 1st down. The fullback, Derek Haney, picks up the necessary yardage and a 1st down. And he follows the offensive line, does Derek Haney, to pick it up. Cody Clark and Trace Budwine bring him down, but Stephenville converts here. They didn't convert the 3rd down that time. They've converted 3 3rd downs and 1 4th down on this drive. As we tick down to half a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter.
This has been the Kendal Briles drive. He's really kept this one going with some tremendous runs.
Stephenville trying to expand the 2-point lead. They're going to have to hurry to get the play off. They do with 1 second on the clock. And it's Briles again who will score. I don't know what has been more impressive on this touchdown drive. Art Briles' play calling or Kendal Briles' execution of his dad's play calling.
There's so many options out there for Kendal Briles. He's got the wide receiver, all the weapons there, and of course, the minute he sees daylight, he's one of the best scrambling quarterbacks there is in high school football, showing it off today. And here's a perfect example right here. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Zach Hunter. Great blocking again, goes in untouched. Third touchdown of the day.
Extra point is good, and Stephenville extends the margin to 9. 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and it's now 21-12. Yellow Jackets on top. Let's get a Gatorade game break from Kevin Eschenfelder in our Fox studios. We'll get that coming up from Kevin following the kickoff here. Meanwhile, it's a 9-point lead for Stephenville here in the waning seconds of quarter number 3. And now, as Stephenville answered the scoring drive for Port Neches Groves, and all of the fans' momentum as they converted 3 third downs and 1 4th down on the drive. Now it's PNG's turn.
Yeah, I think that's the impressive thing. Bo Wortham got everybody excited in here with that long touchdown run, and then the methodical drive of Stephenville. That's the sign of an experienced football team.
That's a state championship winning drive right there, and we're only in the third quarter. Still a long way to go, but you look at the numbers on that drive. 79 yards and 14 plays, 7:04 off the clock on that march. The Jackets will kick off. Wortham back deep. Port Neches Grove certainly loaded with weapons, and the Indians far from out of this game. They trailed earlier by 11 at 14-3. The margin currently is 9, and a short kick here. And that one is going to be a fair catch and made at the 31. Now let's check in for a Gatorade game break with Kevin Eschenfelder. It's another team, Kevin, that is looking to establish its own trademark as team of the decade. Bartlett looking for its 3rd state title of the 90s. Now Port Neches Groves operates from its own 32-yard line. It's Bo Wortham on the run, and look at Bo Wortham move. Wortham picks up 16 yards on first down, takes it out to the 48 before Ryan Harris can bring him down. Undaunted, PNG trying to strike right back, and they'll go into the fourth quarter trailing by 9, but still a little bit of a momentum surge off that big run by Bo Wortham.
Yeah, the running game certainly improved. Wortham with a big run last series. Why not give it to him again? 16 good yards, good blocks along the way.
So Stephenville will lead it going into the third quarter at the end of 3 of the 4A Division II Texas Bowl here in the Astrodome. All the folks in Stephenville want for Christmas is a state championship, and Kendal Briles and the Yellow Jackets leading this one 21-12 as we begin the final quarter. 1st and 10, Port Neches Groves. Indians operate from their 48. Trying to strike back after that Stephenville 7-minute touchdown drive. There's Dustin Long as he takes it to the midfield stripe. Let's check in with Keith Fletcher on the sidelines.
All right, Greg, thanks a lot. Of course, the UIL here to cap off their football season, and Dr. Charles brought up, athletic director, talk about this event. What a night, what a day, an evening, a full evening to have a doubleheader with nearly 40,000 fans. We haven't heard an official attendance estimate, but what a day here.
Well, it's been a great year. You know, we started in August with a kickoff classic. It's been a great season, 424 playoff games, 456 teams involved, and this is a great way to end the season.
Thanks a lot. Dr. Charles Braddock of the UIL. Track it back upstairs to you.
All right, thank you, Keith. Another outstanding job turned in by Dr. Brydup and the staff of the University Interscholastic League. Here's Long throwing, tried to connect with Lumley and could not find him there as the throw goes wide on 2nd down and 8. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for Port Neches Groves. The Indians trying to win their 1st state title in 22 years. Stephenville trying to win their 4th of the decade.
Dustin Long feeling some heat right there and kind of rushed the throw to Lumley.
You see Dustin Long's numbers today, and he has been unable to really hit on a lot of big throws. He's had a couple of key passes, and he could use one here on 3rd and 8, just shy of midfield. Long to throw. Pressure coming, gets the pass away, almost picked off by Brady Gunn. Gunn had drawn a bead on it and was coming in. Pass intended for Joey Price, and Gunn unable to come up with the pick.
Great job today by the Stephenville secondary. Joey Price, of course, coming in. One of Dustin Long's favorite receivers. Over 40 catches, and he's having a tough time today.
Kendal Briles, who else back deep to receive the punt for the Yellow Jackets. And once more the punt to come from Long. Kick is away. Briles will have a chance to return this one from his 15. Straight upfield at the 20, and he goes down there at the 20-yard line. So they will take it at the 20-yard line. Will the Yellow Jackets 34-yard punt, 5-yard return by Kendal Briles, who has been the man of the hour this afternoon.
Yeah, tucked away. A lot of people haven't seen this guy in action. Of course, Kellen Luker, the quarterback a year ago for Stephenville. Briles stepping up big this season, throwing the football. Shows off great running ability right there as well. And again, another touchdown, spinning and diving in for the score. Just a tremendous athlete, Kendal Briles.
3 scores today for Briles. 1 here in the second half. A 9-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. The handoff to Zach Hunter. And Hunter just spinning off tacklers, takes it for about 8. Close to 9 yards as he approaches the 30-yard line. On second down, as Raymond Melanchon makes the tackle for Port Neches Groves.
Well, you can bet Art Briles would love to see another drive just like they had a few minutes ago. Knocked off 7 minutes off that clock. On the way to another touchdown. They would love to see 7 minutes disappear in a hurry here.
On second down, and about 2 needed for the first. This time they work from an I formation. We've seen that a couple of times today, and they've gone to the fullback, Derek Haney, on both occasions, and Haney picks up the first down. Senior fullback Haney brought down by Trace Budwine, a 4-yard gain. And I think you're right, Randy. If Port Neches Groves is to continue to hope to win this ball game, they're going to have to make a stop here sooner or later, because remember, they're going to need 2 scores, and guys like Jay Domain and the rest of the defensive front are going to have to make some initial hits. It's 1st and 10, Stephenville. Briles going to turn and keep it again. Outside, kept his balance, but still only able to pick up a yard. Budwine brings him down at the 35.
John Lang also in there to help slow him down just a little bit. We haven't seen a lot of that today.
Right now, let's go down to the sidelines to Keith Fletcher.
Well, guys, I'm here with the architects of Big Bertha. It takes a 4-man crew to shake this thing up. TJ Steed is responsible for putting this thing together. How long did it take to weld this thing?
Well, it took about 2 days to weld and paint and get the graphics on and everything. We wanted it to make good. It's a special occasion. We wanted it to look good for the fans and everything.
Now, you guys got 4 guys doing it right now. What is the minimum that it takes to shake this big thing?
Well, if you're really strong, like some of the guys down here, you can do 1. We originally created it for 2 people.
Thanks a lot, Craig.
All right, they have plenty to shake about there as Zach Hunter takes the pass and moves it upfield. Now, there is a flag down as Sean Lang, the outside linebacker, drags it out. It would be a 42-yard gain. However, they're going to mark back upfield, and this is going to come back. Penalty here, and we'll check the call. It's going to be holding
on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
That'll nullify that big gainer. You know, I was looking at that Big Bertha thing of trying to count all of the propane tanks there that were holding those ball bearings.
Well, I think the important thing is, you know, they welded together, spent all that time, but, you know, they're also paying attention to detail when it comes to the graphic look of those things. They've got to look good out there.
They said that was certainly important. There you see it right there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10. Takes 4 guys to shake that.
And Keith wasn't wearing any earplugs. That was amazing.
Well, that makes a lot of noise. That's a Stephenville tradition. A can fan. Fans all over the stands shaking cans of various sizes. Back to Briles. 2nd and 14, throws on the run ball. Tipped and intercepted. This one picked off. And on the return coming for Port Neches throws the free safety, Chris Golke. Golke takes it back to the 48. The tip drill pick works for PNG.
Hey, most teams work on that in practice all throughout the season. You spend 15, 20 minutes of practice working on these kind of plays because you have to be ready for those tip passes. And Chris Golke doing a great job right there. Perfect timing. Holds on to the football. Doesn't do anything stupid as far as trying to get crazy with that ball. He tucks it and goes down.
In and out of the hands of Jeremy Matkins, and now Port Neches throws with new hope. Down by 9, but the football in excellent field position at the Stephenville 48. Wortham on the run, turning outside, and brought down by Cal Gilson. Gilson might have got a little bit of an assist from the umpire there because Bo Wortham had to dodge him as well as another blue-shirted defender for the Yellow Jackets.
Cal Gilson making the tackle right there. Tough middle linebacker for Stephenville, the defensive 4A player of the year. Had a terrific season, of course. His partner, Kendal Briles, the offensive player of the year.
2nd down and 6 after the gain out over the 44-yard line. On the option to keep her by Long. And Dustin Long has enough yardage, appears to have the first down inside the 38. Gordon Carroll made the tackle for Stephenville. But that might be enough for the first down. Not quite. A little bit short. It's 3rd down now. 3rd and about 6 inches needed here. Long will keep it himself and surges forward. Depends on where they spot it. May have enough from where they're coming up, and he only needed about a half a yard.
That's going to be a close call. Stephenville doing a good job gang tackling right there and possibly stopping Long a little bit short. Going to be close.
And it's not enough. It is short. And it's 4th down. In fact, the spot of the football did not appear to change at all. PNG fans didn't like it. They still need about a half yard on 4th down. This might be PNG season if they can't convert here.
Critical call right here.
3 men in the backfield out of a power I set. On 4th down, the toss back to Wortham. He's got the first down. A must-convert 4th down situation, and it is converted.
Yeah, Bo Wortham got a great block right there from his tight end, C.J. Blyer. Opened the hole. Plenty of room for that first down. This was gut check time. Big 4th down call, and Blyer's in there for creating a hole, and Wortham taking care of business.
For the first down there, but the time becoming a factor now as you see it inside 7 minutes remaining in the game. And Port Neches grows, trailing by 9 points. Long sends Joey Price back in motion and wants to throw, but he's in a whirl of trouble, and down he goes. The blitz causing the heat on Dustin Long, and Dustin goes down as Craig Park, Scott Lee, and Cal Gilson all were in on him.
Yeah, Scott Lee really not playing like a sophomore. He's a 6'4", 200-pounder. Coming in there right with the pressure. Has a clear shot at Dustin Long. Trips him up just enough to get credit for that stop.
2nd down after the loss of 5 on the play. And just past the halfway mark of this final quarter. And Long to throw again. Dustin Long looking downfield, incomplete. Short. And Brady Gunn was also trying to come up with an interception. It was intended out there for Jonathan Lumley, and now it's 3rd down all of a sudden. And long for Dustin Long and for Matt Burnett and the Port Neches Groves Indians.
Matt Burnett relying on his offensive coordinator. Make a lot of these calls. Mike Long, the father of Dustin Long, the quarterback. Burnett, the middle linebackers coach, as well as the head coach.
He knows all about defense. He was an all-state defensive tackle on their 1974 state finalist team. Back to pass now on 3rd and long. Deep down the middle and incomplete. Bo Wortham was down there, as well as Ryan Norton, and it went over the hands the outstretched arms of Wortham, and I'm sure Dustin Long would be the first to tell you he's not had his type of game this afternoon.
Yeah, just uncharacteristic misfires, wide left, wide right, over the top of some of these receivers, and Kendal Briles sniffing that football. He was awfully close to picking off another one.
Well, with 5 minutes and 43 seconds to go, even though it's 4th and 15, Fort Neches Grove has to consider going for it, and that across Stephenville. Fort Neches Grove is going to go for it on 4th down and 15. Stephenville took a timeout to set its defense because the Yellow Jackets were expecting a punt. Another must-convert situation here for the Indians. Down the middle, and the ball is intercepted by Gilson. Cal Gilson picks it off for Stephenville, and the Yellow Jackets have their biggest defensive play of the day.
Gilson right there as Dustin Long tried to go over the middle. I believe he was trying to hit Bo Wortham on that play. Let's check it out. In the pocket, Long looking. Gilson right there to make the grab. He is the defensive player of the year in Class 4A. Showing some great hands right there.
Gilson having a big second half there. Dustin Long with time, but right over the middle, picked off by Gilson. And Stephenville just 5 minutes and 35 seconds away from its 4th state championship of this decade. The quick pass to Matkins on 1st down. And Jeremy Matkins out over the 40-yard line to the 42. Close to the 43, a pickup of 4 yards.
You just can't make a lot of mistakes against a team like Stephenville, whether it's interception, fumble, whatever it is when you're turning the ball over. You cannot do that because Stephenville will make you pay for it.
And make no mistake about it, the Yellow Jackets were pushed in the postseason. Innes took them down to the final 8 seconds before a field goal won it for Stephenville. They were also pushed a little bit by Friendship High of Wolfen out on the South Plains. They only won that one by 3, but they have persevered. And here is Zach Hunter turning it upfield and chased out of bounds just shy of a 1st down by Trace Budwine. And, you know, that's one of the things that outstanding football teams and great programs do. They find a way to win close games with big plays like the one that young man just made.
Yeah, veteran players, they know what winning state championships is all about. They know that big playoff game type atmosphere. They've been there before. This is new to Fort Neches Grove. They haven't done this since the 1970s. So experience definitely pays off in big games like this.
3rd and a yard to go for Stephenville. Briles will hand off to the fullback, and Derek Haney has enough for the 1st down, giving the Can fans more reason to celebrate on the home side of the field. They will move the chains. Kendal will go over for a visit with his father. Again, Art Briles using that opportunity there to kind of gather the troops, tell them what he wants and expects from them, and then they'll go back out there and execute the offense again. And Kendal Briles, just a junior. People forget that about this guy.
Yeah, no doubt. He's a good one.
1st down. Just shy of midfield. The handoff, Zach Hunter. And Hunter has another Stephenville 1st down as he scoots up the middle before he's finally tackled at the 38-yard line. But that's a 12-yard gain. Sean Lang brings him down, and Stephenville continues to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Well, we've seen this all day from Zach Hunter. We knew coming in he was a little guy, but plays much bigger than that. He's one of those tough guys out there. Can take some hits and just keep pounding it out, and he did that again on that run.
You know, for all of the talk about Stephenville's passing game, Zach Hunter, of course, has rushed for over 1,700 yards this year. He's averaged 113 yards per game on the ground. He's got 85 this afternoon. Kendal Briles, of course, has had a tremendous game all around. Here's a toss back to Hunter, and Zach Hunter going to turn it outside, and he will top 100 yards today. And Hunter will have the ball knocked out of his hands as he was knocked out of bounds just shy of the 1-yard line. Thomas Baxter, the cornerback, shoved him out, but that's 36 yards on the carry by Hunter.
Yeah, I don't know if he's on that Stephenville track team, but if he's not, they may want to check into it. This guy's got some serious speed, cuts it outside, then turns it upfield. Look at him go right there. keep that ball tucked. Tries to move it a little bit, and that's kind of the reason it popped out.
It'll be 1st and goal for Stephenville, and there is what Zach Hunter has done today.
Just a routine day at the office for Zach Hunter.
Now, Stephenville going back to work. They'll go to the eye. Will we see a 4th touchdown from Kendal Briles? Briles, the keeper, dives for the end zone, and he's very, very close, but no indication that he's over. As the Lund pile him a yard down to the 1. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
Talk about these long drives. Stephenville in the process of putting together yet another lengthy drive. Last one over 7 minutes. This one getting close to that.
The officials stopping play as Jay Domain has to be helped off the field a little bit, getting some assistance. And it's been a tough second half after the early touchdown for Matt Burnett's ball club. I'd like to remind you that coming up tonight at midnight, High School Extra Live, a special Saturday edition as we recap all of the state championship activities. As Randy pointed out, the airport awaits. We'll get back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and then, of course, bring you all of the action tonight at midnight of all the state championship games. 2nd and goal from the 1. Haney, the fullback, is over for the touchdown, and Stephenville has another score to put the exclamation point on state championship number 4.
Derek Haney, a senior on the Stephenville football team. What a way to go out. I had a feeling they kind of wanted to give him the football, get him that touchdown in the state championship atmosphere, and he got it done.
And many of the tens of thousands of Fort Neches Groves fans feeling that the season is indeed drawing to the close, making their way for the exits. The extra point is good, and it's a 16-point lead for Stephenville. Kendal Briles and the Stephenville Yellow Jackets just 3 minutes and 9 seconds away from the 4th state championship of the decade of the 90s, and the team of the decade putting the exclamation point on it with a 61-yard 7-play drive. Derek Haney gets the 1-yard touchdown. There's the short kick, and that one's going to go out of bounds, in fact. Penalty against Stephenville. Let's go down to the sidelines to our Keith Fletcher.
Guys, 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the game, but the new T-shirts have already come out. The 2-time back-to-back state championship T-shirts are already being flown over a few heads, and they're wearing them all around the Stephenville sidelines right now. Back upstairs to you.
All right, and that's right, back-to-back on 2 occasions, 1993 and 94, and now in 98 and 99. And, you know, Randy, going into 1999, there was some question as to which team would be the team of the decade of the 90s. Lamarck had won 3 state titles. Stephenville had won 3 state championships. Lamarck had made 6 straight trips to the Texas Bowl, but in Stephenville's 3 state titles, Lamarck's 3 state championship losses had come all at the expense of the Yellow Jackets. I think Stephenville's answered the question.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a toss-up coming in. Lamarck had a tremendous run under Al Waddell, and of course Larry Walker took over, led him to that state championship game a year ago, but Stephenville won the big ones 4 times now in the 90s.
And they're going to be 2-0 in the Astrodome in the Texas Bowl. Here's the kickoff, another short one, and the fair catch, no fair catch. This one just caught and brought out over the 40-yard line, and it'll be down at the 45. 2:57 to go here. Right now, let's go in to the Fox Sports Net clubhouse and check in with Jim Knox.
That game at 7 o'clock. Right now, let's head back to the Dome and rejoin Craig and Randy. Craig?
All right, thanks, Jim. And the pass there incomplete on first down as Dustin Long, who has had a long day today, has it fall incomplete.
Fort Neches Grove's offense features 8 seniors, 3 juniors, so they're definitely going to be losing some key personnel for next year, including Dustin Long. What a terrific career he's had over his 3 years as the starting quarterback of the Indians.
2nd down and 10 for Fort Neches Grove. Long down the middle and finds Jonathan Lumley there at the 45-yard line. Dustin Long just now 7 of 24 for 87 yards. in this game. As time grows short here. And Fort Neches Groves was in this game. Remember, Stephenville had fumbled 4 times, but PNG recovered only 2 of those fumbles, and they've really had a difficult time establishing the pass before this drive here began for PNG. The Indians were 0 for their last 4 through the air with Dustin Long, including an interception.
Yeah, rough day for Dustin Long. He's had some open receivers, and you mentioned earlier, he overthrew a bunch of them. Off balance a lot, got some pressure from that defensive line of Stephenville rushing those throws. And an uncharacteristic day, to say the least, for Dustin Long.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Inside 2:45 to go in the game. The pass there to Wortham, and he's brought down. Of course, for Stephenville, they've been able to do the important things today, and Kendal Briles has done a lot of that on his own. Here's another look at the 1st down pass.
Yeah, Dustin Long rolling out, got some time, and plants the feet, fires. Nice catch right there.
Indians not giving up yet. They want to get into the end zone. They need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions to tie this game and send it into overtime. They need a score first. Here's another pass, this one to Joey Price, and he's down to the 26-yard line. And again, Stephenville willing to give up the spaces in between the sidelines to keep the clock moving.
Sort of a feeling out process for this PNG offense. Of course, they went to the air immediately in that first quarter, then tried the option attack a little bit, had some success, but unfortunately time is not on their side.
1st and 10 as the clock rolls now. Long to throw again over the middle, and incomplete. The pass sailed behind the intended receiver, Ryan Norton. And Dustin Long getting the instructions as he comes back out. Now 9 of 27 for 106 yards and 2 interceptions. And Norton and Lumley, the split receiver. Price in a slot. And looking for Norton is Long, and again overthrows the target there.
A lot of credit, of course, has gone to the offense of Stephenville, Kendal Briles, Zach Hunter and company, but tell you what, big kudos goes out to Mike Copeland, the defensive coordinator of the Stephenville football team. And you know, the offense, they knew we were going to put up points this year, but the defense has really stood out week in and week out. Terrific job of putting together a solid unit out there.
You see Art Briles there, and there's one of those state championship hats that'll be passed out. And there's been some questions about Coach Briles' future, perhaps, as to whether he would remain on Stephenville. A lot of speculation, especially when you're winning as much as you do. You become a hot commodity. Pass is incomplete there, and now it's 4th down. You know, some of the talk has been that Art might move on to the collegiate ranks. Of course, Kendal just a junior, so he has his senior year to go.
He's had so much success here, and of course, for 4 state championships. And it's a matter of a personal decision. Is he ready for the next level? A lot of people say he is. Got a tremendous offense, very complex offense that would do wonders on the collegiate level.
I am certain that Art Briles is going to take a lot of time to enjoy this state championship after today before moving on to anything else. On 4th down for PNG, down the middle, intercepted by guess who? Kendal Briles, his 2nd of the day, to go with 3 touchdown runs. And it has been Briles and Son who have controlled this 4A Division II Texas Bowl.
Kendal Briles everywhere on the football field today. Offensively, he's been running, he's been throwing. Of course, in the secondary, great hands right there. Another interception for Kendal Briles. Definitely a standout today for the Yellow Jackets.
And if there was any doubt as to who the Pepsi player of the game was, Kendal Briles, you see what he has done. 93 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and has picked off 2 passes. 2:03 to go in the game here, and Briles fumbles the snap coming out of center and then falls back on it. You know, when you touch the ball as many times as Kendal Briles does, it'll come out of your hands from time to time. And Art Briles still working it, still coaching here in the waning moments of this state championship game. Another thing that you can say it's impressive about Stephenville and about our Briles is when they get to this level, they don't mess around, they win. They haven't lost a state championship game. They're about to go for not only their 4th state title of the 90s, 4-0 in the decade.
Well, it's all about experience, execution. They get it done out there. They walk into the stadium today, and you see a sea of purple on this side of the Astrodome, and they don't let it affect them one bit.
Zach Hunter stopped just shy of the 11-yard line by Justin Mercer. And it's 3rd down and 9 with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in the game. Well, as we start to wrap up not only this game, but of course the season, the decade, and the millennium. Think about the teams of the decade, and certainly Stephenville will be mentioning them, and of course players who have been a part of that certainly are honored as all-state candidates as well, and that happened with the Class 4A all-state team. And look at all those yellow jackets on it.
Some of these guys are first teamers, second teamers, all honorable mention. The list goes on as far as talent goes on Stephenville. That's a very impressive list of talent. Just about every position is taken care of on that list, isn't it?
Art Briles using the opportunity here as the timeout was called to visit with his team. Just 75 seconds away. As we pointed out, Stephenville, of course, is to be labeled as the team of the decade in Class 4A. And, you know, we saw Rusty Dowling visiting with our Keith Fletcher. It would have been a lot of fun to see Texas City play Stephenville. Both teams finishing undefeated. Both teams winning state championships. Congratulations to the Stingeries of Texas City, the 4A Division I state titleist. That would have been some matchup.
Oh, it would have. Texas City loaded with talent, of course. Marcel Moses, that terrific lineman they have, defensive lineman.
And off to Zach Hunter. He goes up there. PNG will use another timeout on 3rd down to get the football back in the hands of the offense one more time. Other teams who have really established dominance in the 90s. Congratulations certainly to the Salina Bobcats. G.A. Moore, his 3rd state title of this decade.
Talk about the Bartlett Bulldogs on the Class 1A level, winning again today.
Cruising toward a state championship. Here's the other winners that we've talked about. 5A Division I, Midland Lee winning last week, and Garland winning earlier today here in the Astrodome as they defeated Katy 37-25. Stephenville and Texas City to be the state champions out of Class 4A. In 3A, the Leopards of Liberty Ilo, just outside Texarkana, win the state title. Commerce and Sealy kick it off coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. In 2A, Mart and Salina. That's another matchup I'd love to see.
Right.
Terry Cron's Mart Panthers and G.A. Moore's Salina Bobcats. The Bartlett Bulldogs are Class A state champions. The 3rd time in this decade under 3 different coaches. Craig Agnew, the coach this time, and that's the trophy that goes to all of them, that replica trophy. That one, of course, is going to go to Stephenville.
And you saw Martin winning. Terry Cron wins the title at Mart. That also won one at Bartlett earlier in the 90s. So spreading it around a little bit down that way.
And, of course, the 6-man state crown going to the Gordon Longhorns. Congratulations to Nelson Campbell and his team. There's the punt on 4th down, and Jeremy Need just lets this thing roll, and it will be down at the 35-yard line. Stephenville was happy to let a little more time run off the clock. A flag comes in at the end of the play. 54 seconds remain in the game here. Cal Gilson picking up that football.
A couple of late hits right there. Obviously out of frustration on PNG's side.
Been a long year for both of these teams. When you start off in
Dead
August.
ball foul, personal foul against the kicking team. The 1st down for Neches, 15 yards.
And a foul going against Stephenville there. It's, as we mentioned, been a long year when you begin in August in the heat of those summer practices and then move on into your non-district games. Then the rigors, the grind of a district schedule, which for Stephenville included the likes of Brownwood, Everman, Cleburne, schools like that, and PNG in arguably the most competitive Class 4A district in the state, District 20 in Class 4A.
District 24A with West Orange Stark. Nederland had a terrific season. Great run for Larry Newman and those guys. And talk about the players having a long year. The coaches actually start meeting in middle of July, right before coaching school. But they're ready for a breather come Christmas.
And it's going to come just 1 week before Christmas. Dustin Long back to throw. And across the middle, and this one's caught. Nice catch made there by Bo Wortham as P&G wants to make this one close. Not giving up to the very end. 49 seconds remain.
You hate to lose a state championship game. You work so hard to get here, and you go home with a loss, but you got to pat yourself on the back and say, job well done to get here.
17-yard gain. Pass outside this time, and not getting out of bounds was Jonathan Lumley. He was right over there by the sideline, and now he is, as time has stopped, and Port Neches Groves has had to use its final timeout as Lumley could not get out of bounds with 34 seconds remaining in the game. You're right, it's been a long road for all of the teams, and of course, football playing schools all across the state of Texas as it puts an end to another great season, no matter the classification. And attendance at football games across the state up, without a doubt, and a lot of excitement all season long. And really for the folks also who followed Port Neches Groves, even though this is going to end in a disappointing fashion, I think folks can say P&G football is definitely back.
Yeah, no doubt. Matt Burnett's done a great job. And for the underclassmen returning, they got 6 extra games to play in, and that's critical looking ahead to a new season. Spring football just around the corner, believe it or not, and the experience will pay off the extra 6 games.
Stephenville knows all about playing those extra 6 games. They've done it 3 other times. Over the middle, the pass and incomplete. That's kind of like when we were talking about the other classifications in 3A Division II. Sealy is going for its 5th state title of the 90s, and they're playing the 16th game of the season for a 5th time. So you consider that 5 seasons have seen the Sealy Tigers play 80 games.
Wow. What a matchup that's going to be tonight. Commerce and Sealy, 3rd time, 95, 97, and again in 1999 tonight at Texas Stadium.
There's the pass, and in and out of the hands on the far side of the field. And the frustration there mounting for Justin Baxter. 4th down, and a couple needed for the 1st down, but 24 seconds to go. So there's 1 state championship left to be decided. Sealy and Commerce, the 3A Division II crown at Texas Stadium in Irving. And again, coming up at midnight on Fox Sports Net, we'll have the recap of that game and all of the other state championship activity, special midnight Saturday edition of High School Extra Live. 4th and 2 now. P&G one last gasp attempt to get it into the end zone. Ball caught by Wortham, and Bo Wortham is going to take it down inside the 5. We'll stop the clock with about 15 seconds to go in the game, and P&G will have to hurry. And credit to the Indians for not giving up here. Even though they're just waning seconds to go, they want to get it in the end zone, get a 2-point conversion, as the ball was grounded there by Dustin Long because no play was called, and so he had to ground the football up. Bo Wortham, meanwhile, is kind of the all-purpose man today for P&G.
Yeah, they're out of this ball game, but they're not giving up at all. Long with a strike to Wortham. Looks like he could get stopped right there, but fights out of it and makes it down to the 2-yard line.
Well, for P&G to have any hope at all of a miracle, they'd have to score on this play, recover an onside kick, and then hope for a Hail Mary. That is, of course, after scoring here and getting a 2-point conversion. But they're not giving up. There's the pass into the end zone, tip, and incomplete. 7 seconds left. And there you see Gordon Carroll. What a tough guy that young man is. Carroll, a senior, as we mentioned just a couple of weeks ago in their win over Canyon, had his kneecap displaced. Kind of knocked over to the side a little bit. As the guy was in a lot of pain, and yet came back, played a little bit last week, and has been able to play most of the game today.
Put a little tape on it and get back out there, huh?
3rd down and goal for Neches Groves. The pass into the end zone caught by Price. And that combination finally works for a touchdown. Dustin Long to Joey Price. And Dustin Long, who's had a tough afternoon today. Nevertheless, finds Joey Price there for the score. 4 seconds to go. P&G obviously will go for 2 and try to get it back within 8 points. But just 4 seconds remain in the game.
Well, too little, too late. Nice pass, though, by Dustin Long. Nice strike. He'd been looking for this all day. Overthrown Joey Price often. It's all about pride here in the last few seconds for P&G.
Here comes the 2-point conversion try. And the throw coming across the middle, incomplete. Intended for Ryan Norton. So it's 28-18, 4 seconds to go in the game. Let's get another Gatorade game break from Kevin Eschenfelder in our Fox Net studios. All right, thanks, Kevin. 4 seconds worth of business, to be exact. So a state championship goes home to Central Texas. The Bartlett Bulldogs, the Class A titleist.
Congratulations, Craig Agnew. Great job there with the Bulldog program.
A team that finished second in their district to Jarrell, and a great story out of Jarrell, but Bartlett really kicked it into high gear in the postseason. The onside kick coming for poor Neches Groves. It rolls in. Stephenville does recover it, and Yellow Jackets will have it with 3 seconds to go and time for one final snap before crowning that man, Kendal Briles, his father Art Briles, and the rest of the Yellow Jackets state champions. And still you just see Art just working business as usual with one final play to go. And then he'll enjoy it like everybody else.
Haven't seen him smile today yet. I think we're going to see that here in a few seconds. All business out there for Art Briles.
Until the final tick, and he's just keeping everybody under control there on the sidelines. And everyone just waiting to bust at the seams now. And now there's the smile from Coach Briles. And the Stephenville Yellow Jackets ready to make it official. Back to Kendal Briles. He goes down with a knee, and it's another state championship headed to Erath County. The Stephenville Yellow Jackets, the 4A Division II state champions for 1999.
Okay.
And let's go down to Keith Fletcher.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with Dr. Charles Braddock of the UIL, who has a championship trophy presentation for Art Briles of Stephenville.
Coach Briles, winning 1 state championship's plenty special, but winning 4 in 1 decade, outstanding. Many people would call Stephenville the team of the decade. You the coach of the decade. Obviously, we want to add our congratulations to that on behalf of 1,238 high schools. Division II 4A state championship, 1999.
Well, I tell you, Charles, and I appreciate that, but I certainly don't consider myself the coach of the decade. I consider our players the team of the decade because they have worked so hard and sacrificed so much, and our community has given so much, support to us that it's just, we're just thankful and we're honored to be in this situation and grateful, and we just thank the Lord for these opportunities we've had.
Thanks a lot, Coach Briles. Craig, back upstairs to you.
All right, thank you very much, Keith Fletcher. And Art Briles humbly accepting the 4th state championship of this, the decade of the 90s. Stephenville wins it again. The Yellow Jackets from the outset leading this. The Can fans making their noise despite being outnumbered by the Port Neches Groves